What the heck is up, everybody? My name is Chris, and before I just go anywhere, I just want to show some serious appreciation. I had a long day today, went to work, went to the gym, kicked some ass, and I came home and was just absolutely inundated with a ton of just likes and comments and subscriptions. I mean, I think I gained like 1/4 of my current subscribers in one day because you guys have just been sharing and just really enjoying my content. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, really appreciate it. It means a lot. So I really want to thank you guys. No matter if you're viewing this video months from now, years from now, the fact that you're taking any time out of your life to view my content means a whole lot. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, I do this just for the heck of it. So, but with all the sappiness to the side, I really wanted to go ahead and show off what I consider a gimmicky army. So let's go and load up the replay. As you can see, my opponent has brought a completely cavalry-based army against my balanced Pontic army. Now the replay itself isn't actually all that entertaining, so I'm just going to go ahead and speed it up, and I'm just going to use this as an illustration for two things. I want to try to touch on the stupidity of such a move, and why it shouldn't be expected to win, and I also want to go over what I plan in the future to help make people avoid this kind of thing. So, in my basic army composition, I brought slingers, Eastern slingers. I brought a front line of bronze shield pikemen. I brought 4 units of Pontic swordsmen, 2 units of hoplites on each side, 2 units of noble blood cavalry on each side, and my general, which is Pontic royal cavalry. So as you can notice, first and foremost, all of my guys are considered heavy. None of them are light armor except for slingers, and frankly, I'm not too worried about that. It's the big reason why there's two real big reasons why it should be understood why this army is just doomed to be defeated from the get-go. One is all of my guys are heavy armor, considering that they're all horse archers, they're all camel archers. The archery does not go against heavy armor. Okay, if you want to pierce heavy armor, you have to use peltis, you have to use javelin men. You can't use archers. You can use slingers. That's why I almost always bring slingers, because slingers, as much as they're not as effective, they have the longer range and the higher fire rate. So I prefer slingers because even if I take less casualties, I'd rather have consistent missile fire throughout the entire match on whatever units I want, whereas javelins will run out a lot faster. So, but the other thing that should explain why you won't do that well is, again, I still have plenty of mobility. I have 5 units of cavalry. I have 3 units of my pikemen here, which are spears, and then I have 4 more of hoplites, which are spear. The only people in here that aren't going to be good at killing them are going to be my swordsmen, and even then, they're very heavy infantry. They're perfectly capable of killing archer cavalry if they run into them. So it's just a stupid idea to bring these things, this kind of an army out there in the first place. It's just stupid. The only time you're ever going to be able to beat me is if I completely mismanage, which I do a little bit here. Right here, you'll notice that I bring my cavalry up only to let them just get barraged to death. But even then, look, it took, was that 3 or 4 units of them pelting, and my guys are sitting completely still, not engaging. And I have this on fast forward. It took like a minute of them just firing volley after volley into my cavalry. So, I mean, it's clearly ineffective. But what I want to go over as well is what I'm trying to achieve with my guides here. I really want to try to make people understand, especially newbies. I think a lot of people that are used to the Total War series are thinking like, the game is really easy. And that's, there's some truth to that. The game is definitely a little bit simpler than some older versions, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Some of it is just because of the fact that tooltips and getting to the meat of the game was always a little bit harder to find in old games. The UI is a lot easier than it was in the old games. So I mean, but I really want to try to just get it to where people can understand the game. People can really get into something that I've enjoyed since I was a little kid, playing this on my grandma's computer way back in the day. So I mean, this game's all about strategy. It's all about tactics, and this kind of fight really just frustrates me. Not only because of my stupid AI, which I told these guys to come and attack, and they just never bothered to fucking turn around, but just the fact that, like, I shouldn't have to go up against people who think these gimmicky armies are going to be any kind of fun. Just stop, whether you're trying to troll or not, just stop. It's not fun. But again, about my guides, I really want to try to make people understand the two different sections of the game when it comes to the campaign map and when it comes to these actual battles themselves. I want people to understand tactics, so I'm going to start going over basic army composition to go over, you know, all of like the balanced armies, skirmish armies, rush armies, mobility armies, and anything else in between. If you guys have any questions about the game itself, feel free to comment or message me. I'll try my best to answer it. Heck, if I get enough of them, of a consistent question, I'll probably end up making it into a video. I know I've had a bunch of people asking me to go over province management again because they don't feel like I touched on enough stuff, and that video was 20 minutes long. So, just keep sending me stuff, and I'll go over it. And then I also want to try to go over to the political system in the game. But in all honesty, I think if there's one thing that's clearly broken about the game, it's that, because I cannot find any concrete information at all about the political system of the game. I've heard people talk about going into civil war and then the game crashing and then loading up to their last save, which was a couple turns before they went into civil war, playing the game exactly like they were expecting because they wanted to go to civil war, and then the computer not having them go to civil war. I don't know, so I don't even know if there's a formula that figures it out or what. I mean, I know that gravitas is supposed to increase your influence, and your influence is supposed to help change how many nobles or senators or whoever are supporting your family. But it's all just seems broken because I know I've in my personal campaign I have I have all the generals. There are only like quote unquote other families that have no generals, no senators, no nothing. It's just an empty field, and they still have 53% of the support. I don't understand how that happens. So, but again, if I can try to find some information, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to some developers. Hopefully, talk to some mods, maybe if they have the information, and try to get the information for you guys. So that's kind of what I have planned for my next upcoming videos. And again, as you can see, he totally ended up losing that match, and so that just kind of goes to illustrate again my point that you should just, if you're gonna fight in Total War, just bring about some kind of an army, at least a balanced army. If you don't know what you're doing, just try to bring something that will work against everything, and then just learn the ropes. And there's plenty of commentaries out there. You can even look at some of the Heir of Carthage, Shogun 2 stuff. That's where I remember I was really perfecting my game because I watched a lot of his commentary, and especially the stuff that he did, in competitive matches, and he would commentate over the top, and having his expertise along with competitive players really helped me figure out my own game. So but with all that said, I just want to express one last time, I really appreciate you guys' support and you guys' viewership. It really means a lot to me. But until next time, guys, I'll see you later.